What's going on, everybody? This is Island Hopper TV, and today we're going to talk about things to know when visiting Siargao Island. Let's do it. Let's talk about the arrival process and transportation around Siargao once you get here. So most people arrive either by ferry from Mindanao. You can come from Cagayan de Oro, or you can come from Siargao City. There's several different ferries that arrive, but pretty much this way towards the Pacific Ocean is Fiji and not much else. I mean, really, this is wide open ocean. Siargao is right there on the edge of the Philippines there. Now, another thing is arriving by airplane. That's usually a common way people like to arrive. You can arrive from Cebu City or Manila typically, maybe Davao, right there in Mindanao. Those are really your main three, and you're gonna arrive on a prop plane. The airport's quite small, but it's busy. I mean, they get quite a few flights coming in and out of here, so that seems to be the common way. It is 50 minutes away from the airport to General Luna, which is the main town where Cloud9 is. Typically, you get a van. They have vans. It's $300 pesos per person, maybe $250 per person, depending on the timing. And they really fill that van quite full. You could also take a trike, but that's gonna be a lot slower. Once you get in the main town, you can rent a motorbike quite easily, or take one of those trikes, these motorcycles with a carriage on the side. It's very common. So that's the main things you need to know about arrival and transportation. There's a few cars, mostly vans, but really it's trikes once you're getting around, or boats going out to the islands. Lots of different boats out here. We've even taken canoes in certain places. Now let's talk about activities and things to do while you're on the island of Siargao. As you can see, I'm doing some island hopping right now. Yesterday I went and did some river tours. It's called the Marsan River, where they do those rope swings with the palm trees. And then they also have views of coconut trees, jungle trekking. They have lagoons, surfing at Cloud9. That's very popular. That's probably the most popular reason why people come to Siargao, even though it's not the only reason you should come to Siargao. But yeah, this here is Siargao Island. I was just at Naked Island. This is on the island hopping tour. I actually did a private boat. It cost around 2,000 pesos. And there is a little bit of extra fees that come about as time goes by, possible environmental fees, but really good activities. Next thing about Siargao is let's talk about safety here. What do you need to know? So I found the provinces and Philippines in general to be very safe places, more safe than the big cities. Out here, I haven't really seen too much to be concerned about other than being careful on a motorbike, being careful doing water sports, careful with your camera equipment and phone. You know, you don't want anything like that to get damaged by the water. But as far as crime goes, I haven't really seen too much of that here. The few days that I have been here, there's nothing that really stood out. I would say it is a safe place. I see women walking late at night alone, riding around on mopeds across the island alone. Not saying get too comfortable, but you get the idea. It's not quite Manila, it's not quite Cebu dangerous. It's quite safe. So that's something that I would say goes in the favor of Cebu or Siargao that other places don't have. Is safety is quite easy here. It's quite relaxed, and the locals aren't very scammerish. They're easygoing. I haven't had any real scams come up. Seems like 50 pesos to go anywhere around General Luna, even to go to Cloud9, so really a good place. Next up, let's talk about accommodation here on the island. What's the prices? You can find it as cheap as $10 per night. Average price is going to be around about $40 a night for a 2-star accommodation, or you can get something a little bit more luxurious right on the beach, like the villas here in Siargao. Those cost around 110 to 120, but it depends on the time of year you're arriving. So they're gonna have a variety of different accommodations, and pricing just really depends on the time of year and location and what your tolerance is for the quality, really, because in some rooms, the AC may just go out right in the middle of the night. Now let's talk about money here in Siargao. What do you need to know about that? So most of the people, obviously, it's Philippines, they're gonna transact in cash. So having pesos on you. They do have quite a few ATMs across the main town in General Luna, also in some of the other towns. So getting your 10,000 pesos, seeing how long that can last is probably the best way to pay. Some of the accommodations do take cash. I've noticed really you can also use card. And then when it comes to restaurants, pretty much all cash. I mean, there's a few higher end restaurants that take card, but really be prepared to have cash on you at all times. Like I said, going to the ATMs. Some of you are gonna ask, can you bring cash with you? Sure you can, and then transfer it. But I just found just using the ATM right there on location, paying the 250 peso fee, that's usually the best way to go about it, in my opinion. Now, when it comes to nightlife, I've found that General Luna is probably the best place to go for that, and really the only place to go. You can go to some places around Cloud 9, they have a little bit, but from what I've heard, that's not really too much going on over there. It's usually right around Siargao Beach Club or Bar 150. Those are like the two popular areas where they have live music, and then everything in between. Just put in your phone, Bar 150 or Siargao Beach Club. Those are like the two main areas for nightlife. Now let's talk about the number one activity to do here in Siargao is going to be surfing. I'm walking here along the Siargao boardwalk at Cloud 9. You go north over here, they have Pacifico, but this is really the impressive area. Right here is the surfing all along here at Cloud 9.
Thank you everyone for watching Island Hopper TV. If you enjoyed this one, please consider watching another one of our videos. We have a recommended video and another video for you to watch next.